Good morning, everybody. This week, talking to a few parents, I had them ask, how can I figure out if the books at home are a good reading level for my kiddo? So I'm going to share a resource with you all that I use constantly in my classroom to level books and see the grade equivalent of books within our own library. So it's called AR BookFinder, and it's super user friendly. You just have to open up your internet, whatever internet you're using. I tend to use Chrome, but just once you're in Google, type in AR BookFinder, and it's going to be that first website that pops up, Accelerated Reader. Click on that link, and it will first prompt you to a page that looks like this. The nice thing about AR Bookfinder is not only can I use it or you use it, your student can use it as well if he or she needs to or wants to. But for now, I'm just going to show you as a parent, you can click parent, log in, and it will take you directly to the page that you need. So the quick search option up top is the easiest option. It's the one I use most frequently when I'm looking at books, and it generally helps me find what I'm looking for. If your child is reading a brand new book right off the shelf, it may not be on Accelerated Reader yet. But you can also search books by the same author or books that are related to whatever your child's reading if you can't find their specific book, and kind of gauge where the reading level is at for your specific title. When you're searching a book, all you have to do is type in the title. So if your child is reading Because of Winn-Dixie, which is something I've searched before, you just type in the title, click search, and the nice thing, the user-friendly thing with kids especially, is they can point to the book title because it gives you pictures. So if you're scrolling through and you say, hey, which book is it? They can point to, oh, it's this yellow cover. What you want to look for when looking at the reading level, so this is the Because of Winn-Dixie title we actually read as a class earlier this year. Look at the BL. So it's a 3.9, which means third grade, ninth month. So if you know your child is reading at grade level, maybe even slightly above, this is a book he or she can read independently. If you're getting into BLs about 1.7, that's going to be probably way too easy. It's not going to challenge them. It's not going to grow their learning at all. So if you know your child is reading at a second grade level, strong second grade level, beginning third grade level, you just want to make sure that the number in the BL is going to be appropriate. So I have searched our novel that we were reading together as a class, Save Me a Seat, prior to reading, and it is a 4.8. It has really rich vocabulary, it has great ideas and great content, but I want to read it as a class with teacher support because it is about a year advanced worth of reading. So just keep in mind that if your child is a higher reader, they still may need support with content and maturity and those types of things. It's not just about being able to read the words. Another thing is if you're typing in series, like I have Who Would Win asked a lot from my kids. It's a really good nonfiction series. They have a ton of books available. So getting as specific as possible with the actual title of the Who Would Win book would be at your best bet. Because if you look here, it's page 1 of 1083, and nobody wants to scroll through 1000 pages of anything. So just be as specific as you can. If you need to, you can go up to the advanced search, type in title, author, if you know it's part of a series, and just give as much information as you can. Sometimes that can be great. Other times it can overwhelm the system and they can't narrow it down as specific as you get. So I usually just stick to the quick searches. And if I can't find something, I'll add maybe the author as well. You can also search things if it's a Louis Sachar book, which I've searched before. But I couldn't find the title specifically. I can scroll through, and these are all giving me the author right here, Louis Sachar. And same thing, BL, third grade, fourth month, if I'm reading There's a Boy in the Girl's Bathroom, which actually is a pretty fun book to read if you've never read it. One last thing with nonfiction is because there is countless nonfiction platforms out there, try and get where the book is from. So if it's a National Geographic book and you are reading about alligators, which I've apparently searched before, type in that National Geographic piece, because if you just type in a book about alligators, again, it's going to give you probably hundreds of pages of books. And that way I can narrow it down a lot easier based on the fact that right here they're giving me the platform of Nat Geo Kids. Same thing applies with nonfiction books, the BL, first grade, fourth month on this one that tigers have stripes. So just making sure that it's appropriate. And I think that was the biggest thing with parents is they didn't want things to be too easy or too hard. So like Angry Birds Explore the World might look really fun for kids, but it really is a 7th grade book. So it's not going to be helpful for that kiddo to be reading it by him or herself. So with that being said, let me know if you have any other questions about AR Bookfinder, or if you're having trouble finding a title, let me know and I'll see if I can look it up for you. But I hope this was helpful. I hope we can figure out right books for our kids. Lastly, I just wanted to remind everybody that the one thing that I always remind the kiddos too is if you open a book to a random page and you fumble on that first page with 5 or more words, it's not going to be a Just Right book. So Just Right books are books that you can get through a page or 2 or 5 without fumbling over a lot of words. So if they open up a nice chapter book and they want to read it with you, just make sure they're not fumbling over every other word, because it's going to be too hard and they're going to lose that comprehension piece. So good luck to everybody. I hope this was helpful, and happy reading.